So Battlefield released a new escalation gameplay trailer for Season 3. So just like before, we're going to go through the video and analyze what we can see. So straight away, we've got a view of the map here. So it looks like there's actually quite a bit of outside area that you can see we're fighting over here. Lots of elevation. This looks pretty good. There's a lot of destruction on the wall here of the two data centers, or the factories. Inside the factory, very science fiction. Actually, very modern. Very hyper modern, I'd say, more than science fiction. Very clean environment to contrast for the wilderness outside. Another view of the data center here. So interesting with that shot. So obviously this animation is not going to happen in the game. You're not going to hit someone with that and they're going to bounce into it and break it. However, the implication there is that this wall will get damaged in combat, which is pretty cool.
The world is evolving.
So there's our first view of the full map. Looks like there's a forward operating base here. And then the two data centers. One of them looks to be on fire. This is the only detailed area of the map, so I'd assume this is the play area. I would say very confidently that this area at the back is not part of the gameplay area. I would say one flag here, one flag here, one flag here, and then two flags in each of these would be an assumption of the setup. I doubt this hill is in play, but we'll see.
We are building is our only future.
So there's our first shot of the data center. So I keep calling them data centers because they've got no windows, but it's a factory. Looks like they've got fortifications at the bottom. Nice hill cover so that attackers or defenders can get some cover and some oversight.
Will you cling to the past?
There's our new operator with his special weapon. Not sure what it does yet.
Or fight?
I think he looks pretty good. He looks like a proper soldier. I love helmets. I don't like operators without helmets. But yeah, overall, I think his aesthetic is very good. Proper soldier aesthetic. So this is our railgun tank. I actually think this is pretty grounded in reality. I don't think it's too science fiction, but it does look sci-fi enough with the rectangular barrel. It looks pretty cool to me.
The new world.
So it's pretty obvious what they're showing off here is that you have to go in some sort of stationary mode to fire the gun in charge mode. You can hear the gun charging up. There's an animation at the back as well. And then one hit kills the condor, which means that the charge up shot, when it's stationary, it must be very powerful. Once again, good amount of destruction on the side here. It's just visual damage. It doesn't look like there's anything behind there other than more wall. But the fact that you can damage those is going to add a lot to the environment. And you can see here, there might be something there because of the way the shadows go. There might be something there you can go on, but that's pretty good. You can see on the left here, there's lots of cover as well. We got some nice water features here. This should be a pretty fun place to battle over. So this looks to be one of the bases that we saw in the overview. Lots of cover on the sides. Sandbags usually destructible, so this should be destructible cover. Looks like there's damage to the top areas here, which is good as well. There's lots of, and you can see the damage on the factory at the back there. It looks like there's going to be a lot of, as the battle goes on, there's going to be, the battlefield's going to change, and I think that's really good. This looks like a fun base to fight over. It says tunnel here, so I wonder if there's a tunnel into an underground facility. I do get the vibes that there's going to be some underground elements to this map. For breakthrough, this should be pretty good because the attackers have a lot of ways to get up and lots of cover, and it's going to be pretty interesting. There's lots of verticality here as well. That looked to be the other side. Yeah, the other side of the data center. That looks really cool in there with the yellow of the I keep calling them data centers. The yellow of the factory. It looks like a wrecked drone. I don't think we can fly those, but there was another one of those on the top of the enemy base in this shot. Yeah, these quadcopter things. I think it's just an aesthetic for the map. I doubt we'll ever use them, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, these look close enough in the battlefield that we'll be able to fight over them as well. But this looks like just another path into the factory. Cool looking area, and the darkness of here, the Swedish Nordic darkness, looks really, really cool with the lighting. I'm a big fan of this aesthetic. That looks like one of the SMGs. So that charged up. I'm assuming that's the railgun. Okay, so you can disable the turbines.
We come back alive.
And those guys look like they were on the second story. So second story, there's a hallway, and then you can get into the factory proper. You just know this is going to be a breakthrough base where you have the base inside the factory, and all the attackers trying to get in through the doorways and the roof and stuff. The EOD bot's back. Fan favorite, I think. Once again, you saw the destruction on the panel there. Looks like was there a bit of damage on the wall there? No, just smoke. That would have been good. I wonder how much of this is destructible, or at least visual damage would be good, because the more visual damage you have, the better the battlefield feels. It feels more visceral and real. They've put a lot of priority into not just everyone shooting around corners. There's a lot of chest-high walls, and it looks like there's some 3D, these catwalks and gantries, and offices, potentially a third layer of gameplay there, which I think is a very good positive, because it's so bland shooting around crates. So this is the new specialist's gun. It's an airburst rifle. Okay, so that's what the specialist's new gun is, airburst rifle. Yeah, airburst. That's cool. I'm fine with that. It was an annoying thing in Battlefield 4, but because it's only the specialist that can get it, it should be pretty balanced, because if you see that player, you know for a fact that you've got a danger of airburst. So makes sense. Should be balanced. Move out! Cool shot. There's the tank on the side there. So see how its turret is turned, but before it was all compressed. I wonder if you can shoot the turret whilst it's turning, and you can move and shoot like a normal tank. It's just not very strong. And then if you want the proper charge up, heavy power shot, you have to lock the treads and stay still. Okay, so here's the full map in detail. Another crashed drone here. Lots and lots of thought has gone into how you can move across the open ground without getting shot at. There's lots of hills, valleys, troughs, the river, rocks. Looks fantastic. The factories themselves look really cool. There's a blue one and a yellow one, so there's differentiation. Yeah, so that's the area we saw before. Is that it says tunnel on one of these doorways. I wonder if the tunnel goes underground and into one of the factories. So there will be doors into the factories. I'm assuming there's a way to get in through the roof. Perhaps you can blow holes in the sides here and get through the walls there. We saw one of them had a turbine, like some sort of cooling turbine that they disabled and walked into. This should be a pretty fun map. Yeah, and we got the interior of one of the factories. Looks very Mirror's Edge. Looks pretty cool. Breakaway. I've already gone through this in my other analysis video. These are very positive changes for the flow of gameplay, and it looks fantastic, which is a double whammy. Manifest, massive update to this, making it much more dynamic and much more enjoyable. So a secondary weapon, it looks from the design like an SMG, but we'll see how it behaves. Shotgun, looks like an NS2000, but sci-fi, pretty cool. I actually think this looks really, really ugly with the battery at the bottom, but we'll see how it plays in game. Overall, I think it looks cool. It's just this giant battery at the bottom looks hideous to me, but we'll see how it plays in game. Hopefully it's anti-material for military use only. EMKV-90 Tor tank. I think this thing looks wicked. Solar panels on it by the looks of it. Yeah, that's a really cool looking tank. I think he looks great. He looks like just like a normal soldier. He's got, just there's nothing silly about him. He just looks like a solid, near future soldier. Man, it looks like he has a stick to beat people with. So that's Battlefield Escalation. That's the new update coming out. And you can clearly tell from the end here, they're trying to push this game. It's play for free in December. They've got some dates, Xbox and Steam. They're adding the game to Game Pass. I think this is a relaunch of the game rather than a season launch. I mean, the fact that they're calling it Escalation, I think is a positive as well. And overall, I think this is a relaunch of the game, and I'm really excited to see where we go, especially after the free weekend. And that's all I have for you. So let me know what you think in the comments. Are you excited for the update? If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.